Hi guys, how are you? How you doing? Today we'll have keep going with trigonometric. Today we will solve trigonometric equation. Today our class will be about trigonometric equation solving, and as usual, don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay, before I start solving the problems and the equation, before I start solving, I want to explain something just very quick before I'm going with my example. What I mean by this, I'm going to show you what I mean by this. In solving a trig equation, solving equation, we have two answers, usually two answers. Look, let me just get my grades. And my line, I don't like this. Cut, get my I want to show you what I mean. But I need you to remember this before I start solving the equation. Come on. Okay, no problem. I want to get my mouse here, and it's easy to control anything by the mouse. Okay. Now, I need to remember this. I need you to remember these things, guys. Okay, what I need you to remember, this thing. That the sine and the cosine alternate, which is mean this is 0, this 90 degree, and this is 180, and this 270, and the same as degrees we have radians, pi over 2, pi, 3 pi over 2, which is equal to 70, and here 2 pi. Now, everything here is positive. Any angle between 0 and 90 has everything is positive. In the second quadrant, between 90 and 180, sine is positive. Only sine is positive. If sine positive, that means cosecant is positive. In between 180 and 270, only tan and cotan positive. Between 270 and 360, we have this guy is positive, which is cosine. As non-cosine, that means secant. And I call it every student take calculus. If you like it, I don't know. That means everything is positive. Student, from, that means sine, right? Take, which is tan, calculus, which is cosine. Now, when we say as example, sine theta equal 1/2, this means which angle has sine equal to 1/2? This is something you have to memorize. I know from my table, I can write this one, I can write it this way. Sine inverse, if you need to use calculator, 1/2 equal what? sine inverse 1/2 equal what? Sine inverse 1/2, or which theta has sine equal, theta equal 30 degree, and 30 degree is pi over 6. Pi over what? 6. The same thing. But the sine is positive where? First and the second quadrant. I'm going to show you. Okay, and always my angle measured from the x-axis. I'm going to show you now what I'm going to do to make it easy for you before I start my class. Because you have to know this. Right, guys? Yes, you have to know how to get your answer. Look what I'm going to do. I have 30 degree. Let me see which other angle has. Now, I know the first angle, I have 30 degree. Let us say this 30 degree. I have protractor. I don't want to use my protractors. Okay, now this, let us make believe this 30 degree. And this angle, let me just give it color blue. Now, okay. Now I have another angle here, 30 degree, here, you see that? In the second quadrant, because the guy is positive. This guy is what? This guy is positive here, the sine. Okay, let me just lighter. Okay, lighter one, and the angle is here 30 degree. But as I told you, as I told you guys, we measure the angle. This 30 degree, but we need the angle to be from where to where? I hear somebody saying from here to here. That means from here to here is 180. And we have 30 here, that means this here, 150. Then the other angle, theta equal 150. But 150 is 180 minus 30, right? 180 minus what? 30. And 180 is pi, and 30 pi over 6. And 30 pi is what? Over 6. Divide by 1 times 6 times 6, then 6 pi minus pi, 5 pi over 6. Then that gives me 5 pi over what? 6. Then you see, sine theta equal 30, I'm sorry. Sine theta equal 1/2 has two answers. Has two answers, right, guys? Has two answers, which is either pi over 6, which is the same as 30, or 150, right? Or 5 pi over 6, I mean. 5 pi over 6. Good. Then any answer, any trig has two answers. Let us keep going and go to some examples for today, then I will finish it later on, okay? Let us take this back and solve these problems. Here, you can see the first one, or enlarge it a little bit. Huh? Let us take each one and enlarge it. Take this guy. 4 sine square theta equal 1. Then we have plus 1, 4 sine square theta equal 1 divided by 4, sine square theta equal 1/4. When I have sine square from algebra, you take the square root for both what? Sine. Sine theta. Now when you take the square root, remember it's a plus or minus. What's equal to this one? Over 2. Or sine theta equal negative sine theta equal negative 1 over 2, plus or minus, plus or minus, plus or minus. Now each one of these two answers has two answers. Now here, let me just put line here. This means theta is sine inverse, right, of 1/2, which is, I just did. Theta equal 30 degree or 150, which is pi over 6 or 5 pi over 6. But let us go to this guy. Let me back to my board and see what I'm going to do with this guy, the negative half. Right? I want to show you. Back to that. Okay, let us go here. Okay, we're going to graph now something here. We're going to graph something here. Now, 1 and 2. And the sign is what? Negative. In which quadrant the sign negative? The sign is negative in this quadrant, third. And we have third, okay? We need third. We know the angle, the sign equal half, that means the angle is what? 30 degree. Then could be here or could be here. Okay, and this side, I just, it's something, not the same exactly, but I need to show you, right? And this is right. We measure the angle from where, guys? From this guy here. Now we know from here, we need blue. Then from here to here, right? From here to here. From here to here is 0, 180, and here what we have 30. Then all this angle 210. Then the first answer is theta equal 210. 210 degree is 180 plus 30. 180 is pi, 30 is pi over 6. Then you do 1 times 6 times 6, 6 pi plus pi over 6, 7 pi over 6. This is the first answer. The second answer here, we have 30 degree here. Now we need from here to here, all the 360. 360 minus 30, which is 330. Right? 330 degrees. Then the other answer, theta, then the first answer we have 210 and 7 pi over 6. And the second answer, 330. And the 330 is 360 minus 30, right? That's what we said. And you know, guys, 330 is 2 pi. 2 pi minus pi over 6. 2 pi over 1 times 6 times 6. 6 times 2, 12 minus pi, 11 pi over 6. Now we have 11 pi over 6 is the same as 330. Now I know my answer, 210, 310 in degrees. 210, 310 in degrees, right? Okay, let us back to our board. Then this guy, 210, 210, 210 degree, 330 degree. Who remember this? 210, 7 pi over 6, right? And this is 11 pi over 6. Okay, now let us take another problem, randomly problem. Oh, let us do this one. This guy, this guy. It's like quadratic equation. You can't factor it. All what you need is to factor. Sine x. Look here. Sine x times sine x, sine square x. Then you ask yourself. I need two numbers multiplied to the 2 and add up to -3. What these two numbers? Yeah, come on. 1, 2, 3. -1 minus 2. Okay. Then you take each one separate. You take sine x minus 2 equals 0. Plus 2 plus 2. What? Sine x equal to 2? What? Sine x equal to 2, guys? No, it's impossible. The maximum value for sine is between -1 and 1. Maximum 1, minimum is -1. From 1 to -1, not more. Please remember this. This no answer. We're lucky. Now what we have here, sine x minus 1 equals 0. Okay. Plus 1. Sine x equal 1. And this is one answer only. You have to remember, x equal 90. And the 90 degree is the same as pi over 2. Okay. One more and I will leave you till I see you. Look here, plus cosine x plus cosine x, you have to put them together. 2 cosine x, and I'm going to leave plus 3. I'm going to leave it for now. Then I'm going to move it to the other side. Minus square root 3, minus square root of 3. 2 cosine x divided by 2 cosine x equal, I know 100% this angle is 30 pi over 6. I know from this here x equal cosine inverse is something close to the 30, which I know cosine 30. I know in my head. I know in my head cosine 30 is square 3 over 2. Then my angle could be 30, but which quadrant? Second, the cosine is negative in the second, and where? In the third. Then my angle in the second and the third. Then you go here, the second, the 30. Then what I need, the 150. Because we measure all of these, as we said, from what? Then 150 degree. Then my answers is what? X equal 1 what? 50 degree. I'm going to give you the radian later on. And we said in the third quadrant also, in the third quadrant, we have another choice for the negative, which is here. 30 degree. What we have to add, guys? 180, right? Which is 180 plus 30, 210. 210. And degree. And 150, we said 180 minus what? Pi. 5 pi over 6. And the 210 pi, 180 plus pi, which is, right? 180 plus pi, which is how much? 7 pi over 6 for this problem. Thank you, guys. Hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing well. Stay safe, be safe. As always, you can email me, you can text me for any question, any concerns you have. We need to be the best by practicing as much as we can. Thank you and have a nice day.